Welcome to How to Save Your Marriage with Nicola Beer, a full show of tips and practical strategies to repair, rebuild, and strengthen your relationship. If you are currently stuck, wondering if your marriage can be saved, or you want to save it but don't know how to go about changing it, this show is for you. To book your free marriage strategy session with Nicola, get the free marriage ebook or donate. If you are enjoying the show and want to help keep it flowing, visit www.nicolabeer.com.
Hi and welcome, so happy you're here with me. Today's topic is really important. It's about the human need for solitude, the craving to be alone. And the reason I'm talking about this today is because if we look at China at the moment, the divorce rates have increased. People are coming out of the social distancing, the isolation, and wanting to divorce their husband or wife. So why is that? Well, they've been complaining over there that the too much alone time is driving them crazy. They're frustrated, they're arguing, they're not getting along, they're giving each other the silent treatment, and we want to make sure that this doesn't happen to you. I'm also supporting a lot of people right now that are feeling very lonely, very frustrated because they've separated from their partner and they're living on their own, and they're struggling because they've gone from living with a family and now they've gone from living on their own where they're not even able to do their own things, just be at home alone, and it's driving them a little bit crazy. So I'm supporting lots of people at the moment who are separated to save their marriage. I'm supporting a lot of people who are separated to create their new life and just rediscover what makes them happy. And of course, my online counselling for couples has really picked up because people are deciding, well, now is the best time to focus on their relationship. Often they don't have time to go and dedicate in their busy schedules time to talk to a counsellor, to get into the actions, to make a relationship closer, happier, and rebuild trust. And now they're choosing that this is the best time to do it. So for whatever reasons, I'm working with a lot of couples who are struggling with the coronavirus, being at home together alone. I'm also working with some couples that are thriving in this. So I'm going to be sharing some tips on why social isolation needs to be carefully monitored, and you need to be communicating with each other about what's working and what's not working, because it could lead to disaster if you're not giving each other enough space, enough solitude. So for some people, they can happily go days being by themselves. They really love that alone time. I know I am one of them. I am happy on my own, in my own company. And some people go crazy being by themselves. But on the flip side, the people that are introverts, that do like their alone time, now they're not having any or not having as much. And this can be very stressful for a person. So let's look at, first of all, why solitude is important, why it is one of those most important relationship human needs. Well, Bell Cooper, who has done an extensive study into creativity and solitude, alone time, concluded that we need alone time to develop our skills and abilities and to be more creative. That personal development and skill development comes from solitude. She also found that solitude is a break from self-consciousness, because with all the social media these days and interacting with other people, we can often be worried what other people are thinking about us. And this can be an endless distraction from more important concerns. And this is what is really important and what really matters to us. And also she found that studies have shown that brainstorming is often done best when alone, rather than, contrary to popular belief, that brainstorming is better doing it together. Space gives people time to think, to process, to come up with innovative solutions to fix problems. And then self-transformation. A lot of studies into self-transformation are done. Best results are when people take time to do it on their own. It's difficult to have self-transformation in a group of people, and often this is linked to doing it, which I'll talk about in a bit, in nature, and having time to just be with yourself to grow. Because daydreaming has been proven to support transformation. And I know I'm a big daydreamer myself, and daydreaming really does help me to tune into what's important, tune into what I need to do in the world, what I need to do in my life to keep on making it better and better and to reach more people, which is my main aim. And it's often why a lot of people I work with who are going through a relationship crisis, are going through a separation or divorce, will go on a week-long vacation to process their thoughts and then to come back and discuss with their partner. And sometimes people will fly to Dubai, where I am. We will do some sessions and they'll have sort of a holiday retreat. Or when I'm in the UK, they'll come to the UK and we'll sort of go through giving them alone time to process and some powerful questions and exercises for them to think about it. Having alone time can also support intimacy. Meaningful alone time is a powerful need and necessary fuel in today's fast-paced world. Having solitude actually allows us to connect to others in a far richer way, and might explain why the divorce rates after COVID-19 have increased in China, because even extroverts need that space to be attracted to somebody, to have that time apart. Many psychologists agree that alone time actually strengthens our attachments to others and enhances intimacy. An interesting fact for you that alone time is often associated with being bored and being lonely, when in fact the word alone is coined and was coined in medieval times as referred to as a sense of completeness in one's own being. So being alone is seen then as being complete, being satisfied, being content. So how can you create alone time now that you perhaps are living with each other 24/7? First of all, sleep time. Mother Nature gives us aloneness a higher priority. Our sleep is time for us to be alone, to daydream, to dream. And given the rise in sleep disorders, given the fact that a lot of people at the moment are not sleeping, that they're stressed, that they're anxious, it can be very crucial to making sure that you are both getting your sleep. You're both getting your alone time and space with sleeping. A couple that I'm working with agreed that they needed more alone time, they needed more time out, so what they decided to do is to give each other a lay-in until 1 p.m. So one day of the weekend, one partner gets the bedroom to themselves till 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and the next day the other person. And the person can do whatever they want. They can do an exercise class on their laptop, they can lay in bed, they can read magazines, they can just do nothing. And they've given each other that space and break from the children. Another couple I am working with, they've decided to divide up areas of the house and have their time out that way. So how can you create space if you need it? Can you have a time out? Can you cover for each other? Things like that. Alone time in nature has been talked about by many explorers as being a key way or a key thing that they really enjoyed most about traveling and their experience. Being alone, being out in the wilderness. And if you can get out in nature, if you're allowed to go for a walk or a run or a cycle, this can be a very great way to nurture yourself and to enjoy your alone time. Maybe in the garden, if you have a garden and you're not allowed to go out. And another couple I worked with, they decided that because when they were out at the supermarket getting their essential needs, there were flowers and plants they could buy. They created a sacred sanctuary in their home where they decorated it with a meditation mat, candles, some plants, and they take it in turns to go into this very special sacred place for meditation, prayer and reflection. And that brings me to the next point, respecting each other's spiritual solitude. So with the places of worship closed around the world to prevent the spread of the coronavirus, it's very important to give each other space to connect spiritually. Whether you believe in a higher power, whether you like to meditate, whether you like to pray to God, respecting that and giving time and space for that is very important. Another interesting fact that the word monastery and monk stems from the Greek word meaning alone or single, which I thought was quite interesting. So respecting each other's need to be alone with God, to be alone with a higher power, to meditate, to connect spiritually is essential. And then there is technology breaks. So there is the use for smartphones, social media. We can all be at this time scrolling social media, being very negative in terms of chasing the negative news, absorbing the negative news, checking your phone. Okay, what's the live update? What's the news in my area? What's the news in the world? What's the news where my friend is or where my family member is? And we're just absorbing lots of negativity. And then if we turn on social media, we're also seeing lots of people complaining. I've seen this person out walking. I've seen this person's doing this. And this is creating a complaining culture, a negative cycle. So removing yourself from social media, removing yourself from technology, being in complete silence, in complete solitude can also be a very, very beneficial thing to do for you and for your family, because now is our chance to be calm. Now is our chance to be a role model, the role model, the leader in our family, in our community, in our friendship circles. Even if we're not seeing them, when we're talking to them on the phone, are we centered? Are we calm? Or are we complaining and contributing to that drama? And that's what we want to avoid. We want to avoid right now being a catalyst to the drama, being a catalyst to the chaos. So my challenge for you is to stay centered and to do whatever you need to stay calm, stay centered. And this is a wonderful gift to give to yourself. And then there's being alone in trance. This is my way of having my solitude amongst the chaos, having my centeredness, my calmness, and that is through dance. When I'm dancing away to tunes, however I want to dance to them, when I'm allowing the music to just take me, when I'm moving my body to the rhythm freely and openly, I am in a trance. I am then connecting to inspirational thoughts, ideas, what's important. I feel alive, I feel free, I feel on top of the world. And this can be a very important thing to do. When we move our body to the rhythm, when we move our body in harmony, we can feel completely in a form of meditation. And if you're interested to find out about my free dance therapy group, where I'm offering a dance therapy session every single day to release stress, release tension, come alive, get into your own vibe, then please do join me. You can search for the Facebook group. It's called Vinana Dance Party. So that's Vinana. Vinana means life force in Sanskrit. It's a dance therapy practice that I've created over the years to help people relieve stress and anxiety, to help people reach and manifest their dreams, and a way to help people create more connection, either in their couple or alone. So if you want to check that out, then you can either go to my personal Facebook page and follow me, or go to, and the link is in my bio, or you can join the group. And I've also got my relationship Facebook group, which I've reactivated, and I'm starting there to connect to all of my lovely podcast listeners on a daily basis. So if you have questions for me, please get in touch. Please join the Facebook groups, either one or both of them, and let's connect that way. I'm going to be putting in updates and tips and tools for relationships. I'm going to be doing live Q&As every week, so it'll be lovely for you to connect with me there. So another tip for space in a relationship is discussing expectations. We often hear this phrase about relationships, I can't live with them and I can't live without them. In fact, a lot of people will share that with me when they're having a little trouble in their relationship. They're saying, Nicola, I don't want to be without them, but I really don't feel I can be with them right now. And that's obvious because there's that conflict inside, because there's things that they're doing that you love and things that they're doing that you hate. And that it's that pain-pleasure kind of thing. And living with each other 24/7 can really ignite that. And that's why we want to make sure that the divorce rate in China is not going to be seen around the world. So that's why I'm really sharing this. So if this podcast is helpful to you, then feel free to share this with somebody else. If you want the article, it's on my website, nicolabeer.com/blog, if you want to share it that way. Let's get people making sure they're getting the space and solitude that they need when they are in lockdown. The key really is to strike the balance between enjoying yourself together, so having fun times together, and enjoying yourself by yourself, and family time. So you want to ask yourself, okay, what time each day am I dedicating to me? What time each day am I dedicating to family? And what time am I dedicating each day to us as a couple? Because every area of our life needs to keep growing. This is how we feel happy. This is how we feel fulfilled in life, when we are constantly improving every single area of our life. So why don't, if this is so important, a lot of people have the courage to say, give me more space. Well, it's often because sometimes people are worried about offending their partner. If I ask for space, they get in a mood. If they ask for space, I ask for space, they take it personally. They get jealous. They get annoyed. So this is where you really need to agree on not being needy and respecting each other's space, understanding that you both need space, making sure that you're giving each other that space. If you're struggling right now with being alone, if you're struggling right now with getting on each other's nerves, if you're believing and thinking, you know what, Nicola, this would be a great time to strengthen our relationship, then go to my website, nicolabeer.com, and book your free 20-minute personal breakthrough session. It's very crucial to remember that passion evolves in aloneness. We get passionate when we have separation time. If we're always around our partner, if we're doing everything together, this is where desire can diminish. And that it's so important for mental health to have solitude and quiet contemplation. Work and creativity, peace creates a healthy mind, a healthy body. So I hope this has been useful to you today. Do feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. As I mentioned, you can reach out to me through one of my Facebook groups. One is focused on dancing and dance therapy. The other one is focusing on relationship tips. You can join both or one of them and you'll have better access to me. And you can also go to my website if you're ready to discuss having some one-to-one support. Thank you for tuning in. I wish you all the best. And let's get through this together. Take care. Bye.
Thank you for listening to How to Save Your Marriage with Nicola Beer. To book your free marriage strategy session today, you can visit www.nicolabeer.com, where you can also get the free marriage fixing ebook, request a topic for the show, and make a donation if the show has been of benefit to you and you want to help keep it going. We wish you an amazing love-filled day ahead.